Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to the third video of July, the month of spiritual awakening. This week is based on how to protect yourself during the spiritual awakening. Now, the reason is because your spirit and inner being is being open and vulnerable right now because you're going through a transition. So negative energies and energy vampires and psychic attacks can occur during this time. Uh, it might also be very beneficial to also look back at my empath videos for reference, because even though you may not be an empath yourself, a lot of the things discussed in those videos would be very beneficial during this time. One stone, I should say, that's really helpful during this transition and for protection in general is onyx. I talk a lot about black tourmaline, which is also very good for protection, but onyx is also good for psychic abilities and psychic growth. So I feel that onyx is a lot more important for this transition period and spiritual awakening during your spiritual journey. So I would be wearing a lot of onyx, buy onyx. Onyx is my favorite stone. I even had named a hamster after onyx. So get yourself some onyx and hold on to it, cleanse it, do whatever you need, hold on to it. You also need to start shielding yourself, which I did discuss in my empath video, and I may have in my Mercury retrograde video and empowerment video and empath videos. I know in at least one of them I discussed it. A lot of witches and new age people like to automatically just shield with white or gold, and that's because in like healing practices and in pagan practices as well as new age, it's the most powerful and it's the go-to color. So for all intents and purposes right now, I would say use white. If you know what chakras are off balance during this time, or you know what colors your auras need to fix, or what have you, you can use a different color. But basically what you do is you close your eyes, kind of get into a semi-meditative state, and imagine this glowing white shield around you. And you do this every morning and every night, and you're bubbling yourself with it, and you'll see some spikes of it going out, and you call upon your guides, your goddesses, whatever you call upon, whatever you use, and um, you ask them for protection and to help shield you. And you do this every day, in the morning and at night before bed. Obviously, I'm going to be bringing this up, sage. Sage is everything. It's everything always, but it's everything during this time when we're talking about protection, especially during a vulnerable state such as this. This is white sage. You take sage, you burn it, and you make sure to get every door corner, like around every door, every corner of the windows, yourself. I tend to do symbols. A lot of witches do symbols, and I know a lot of New Age people do symbols because my mom's a New Age and Buddhist type person. I personally do the pentacle, and I also do an ankh because I'm really into the Egyptian studies as well. Um, you should be doing this every day as well. I would suggest in the morning when you first wake up to protect. Also, if you really, really want good protection, sage your car, and if you're allowed to, your workplace. um, if you are nearby, I do have not white sage but regular sage dried already, and I can give you some for a very, very cheap price, just a couple dollars if you would like. As for more, and if you do circles, use a lot more sage than you typically would if you already do use sage, and be very, very precise when making your circles if you're a witch, because this is a very vulnerable time during your spiritual awakening and spiritual journey. Also, I have a black candle protection with me. Black candles are very good for protection. Whether you're going to use them for a circle or just meditation or to protect yourself, if you're just going to use it to sit and meditate and protect yourself with the black candle, I would light it and have it in a sacred candle holder, like I have my pentacle one, or you can just hold it in your hands and invoke your goddess or god or spirit guide or whatever it is that you invoke to come and bring only positive energy and to protect you. And moving on to guides, this is a very important time to also start getting in contact with witch goddesses, gods, and spirit animals, and even relatives that passed over that are going to be most beneficial for you. I think this is a very important time to connect to your spirit guides because there's always a reason as for why a certain animal is guiding you at a certain point in your life. So, as I discussed in the last video, if there is an animal already that you feel connected to, look up what the animal means and you'll find out kind of what you need to be working on during this spiritual journey. I am very connected to the owl. That's one of my totem animals. And as you can see, I have the owl tattoo with the Lilith sickle inside of it. So that's one of mine. I call upon the owl, which is about magic wisdom and the old ways and psychic powers and protection. Basically just old magic wisdom. Ways that you can do this, you can find meditations online that will connect you to animal guides. You can get a full totem animal reading done. There's a lot of ways. Or you can just meditate and close your eyes and just feel what animal is there, whatever animal is there at that time. Like sometimes I just get a tiger or a fox or coyote or what have you. So during the spiritual journey, this is a time to find all of the elements to who you are as a being and what's going to protect you. And use that animal when you're calling upon for the shielding and black candles, the saging, whatever you have to protect yourself. Oh, okay. There is also other things you can do for protection. Frankincense oils are very, very protective, and frankincense, I just freaking love frankincense. So frankincense incense, frankincense essential oils, but you do have to dilute it if you are going to use frankincense oil. Protection baths with Epsom salts and things of that nature. I really hate bringing up my own business outside of the YouTube videos, but I do sell protection bath bombs for this purpose. They might help you during this time, and it is made out of sage and frankincense. So it's sage, herb, and frankincense oil. And they're $8, and they're really, really big, so you can break them in half. And they have Epsom salts in them as well as almond oil, which is really good for the skin. But protection baths, while calling upon, again, your spirit guides, calling upon for protection, protection magic and spells, if you're into that kind of thing, are extremely important during this time. Also stay away from toxic people, as I've mentioned before. And amulets are really good for this time as well. Pentacles are what I use. Very protective. I use pentacles and ankhs. So if you want, look up whichever your belief system is, if you have one, and find an amulet that's good for you. You can also use just crystals as your amulet for the time being. You could get wrapped onyx to wear to protect yourself as a necklace or earrings or rings. anything to help with the protection. There's also a lot of herbs. You could also wear herbs around your neck. I also do that on request. Mixing up and grinding up herbs like sage, dragon's blood. I have dragon's blood. That stuff's amazing and it's very, very powerful. Um, Myrrh, marigold, which be careful with because it's toxic if eaten by children or animals. Lilacs, clover. Let's see what else. Basil, sandalwood, vervain, um, patchouli, pennyroyal. Again, be careful with that. It's toxic. Frankincense, eucalyptus. Um, all very, very important during this process. So, you can grind those up and wear those as well, or you can put them in a satchel, or you can special order from me and say which herbs you'd like. So, yeah, that's the majority of things that will help protect you besides your own being, which by that I mean going into nature and taking in the energy, which will help the shield, and meditation, lots of meditation. There's protection meditations. I can put some below. So that's pretty much the basics, excuse me, to protections. Next week's video is going to be on how to embrace your spiritual journey and awakening, and which is going to include like nature and the stones and all the things that you can, fun activities you can do to embrace and use this time wisely so that you come out better after your journey. As usual, I will put below all my links, and I will put a link to a few meditations that may help you during this process for the spiritual guides concerning animals, as well as protection meditations. And that's all I have for you today. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thank you very much for watching. I love you all, and have a great week. And I look forward to next week's video. It's going to be a happy, exciting one. So, yay! Alright, bye.